Yeah, bring you up. Yeah, come on.
You were cooking in the kitchen. You were cooking chicken noodle soup. Then you heard a knock on the door and you went to see. It was cops and they didn't have any warrants, but they wanted in. You said no and they busted your door in. Grandma, are you okay? Said, Grandma, are you okay? Are you okay, Grandma? Grandma, are you okay? Grandma, are you okay? Are you okay, Grandma? Grandma, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Grandma? You've been hit by, you've been struck by the blue ISIS. Oh, wow. That ain't happening. Hi, guys. How's it going? I don't know. My voice is a little off today. Let me drink some of this Diet Mountain Dew. That should help everything. I don't know. My voice is off today a little bit. There's a frog in my throat. Anyway, this grandma's in her kitchen cooking. Here's a knock on the door. Cops come. They don't have a warrant for her, so they want her grandson. Why don't I just follow this little thing I set up here and go from there? Taxpayers hit for $270,000 after cop beats kidnap a 4'11" grandma for refusing a warrantless search. Now remember, a Caps for Cops, cream-filled donut operator, Mike the Sovereign Cop, they all defend these guys. You know, it's only a few bad apples. It's, you know, if you've ever seen the bootlicker bingo meme, that's everything you'll hear from Caps for Cops, cream-filled donut operator, and Mike the Sovereign Cop. For refusing to allow police to illegally search her home, an innocent grandma was attacked, kidnapped, injured, and denied treatment, and taxpayers, not cops, were held accountable. This is by Matt Agris, the biggest pimp. It's my mom's birthday, too. I need to call her. I just saw the date on there. She's in Greece. What's that have to do with anything? Nothing. Allentown, PA. Thanks to police officers who chose to violate rights instead of uphold them, taxpayers in Allentown, Pennsylvania will shell out $270,000 to a 4'11" tall grandma whose only crime was demanding that the cops obey the law. The incident unfolded May 2nd, 2016, when Charlene Klein woke to the sound of cops banging on her door in the middle of the night. In the middle of the night, they show up there without any warrants and start banging on a door. How is that not just a gang running around bothering people? Under what authority are they acting to even go there? No warrants at all. When she opened the door, she saw Officer Stephen Madison and Christopher Hendricks standing on her porch with Officer Michael Good and other police nearby, according to the lawsuit. So literally a gang of cops. Madison asked Klein if her son was home and then asked if police could search her home. Klein, who knows her rights, what's wrong with her, man? Then asked officers if they had a warrant to search her home or a warrant to arrest her son. According to the lawsuit, police replied that they had neither. So Klein told them that they could not come in, and she began to close her screen door. As the Morning Call reports, according to the lawsuit, Madison tried to keep Klein from closing the door. So this cop unlawfully puts his hand in the door to keep her from being secure in her person's house's papers and effects. And when his finger got pinched by the door, he got really, really, really butthurt, probably blew a gasket because he doesn't like the fact that he needs to take certain steps before he could just go do whatever he feels like in the public. So when his finger got pinched, he ripped the door out of Klein's hands. Madison grabbed Klein by the shoulders, violently pulling her outside, the suit alleges. Madison and Hendricks then lifted Klein, a 4'11" grandmother, lifted Klein with her arms behind her back and threw her onto the concrete wall between Klein's and her neighbor's property before handcuffing her. And they did that because why? Because his finger got pinched in the door when he unlawfully tried to hold her door open? After attacking the innocent grandma, injuring her in the process, police proceeded to violate her rights even further, and they searched her home without a warrant anyway. What a shocker. Just a few bad apples, right? Donut Operator and Mike the Sovereign and Caps for Cops, Josh Ingram. According to the lawsuit, Klein was then kidnapped, which is exactly what it is when you don't have any authority to take someone to jail. It's called kidnapping, and that's what these officers should be charged with. According to the lawsuit, Klein was kidnapped and brought to jail where she was held without medical treatment. They didn't get her medical treatment either, despite her injuries, which required surgery. So after they beat on her, she required surgery, and they still wouldn't give her medical treatment. Because Officer Madison's finger got pinched in the door to a home he and his cronies were attempting to illegally search, this grandma was charged with aggravated assault, according to the lawsuit. So they went to her house, no warrants for anything. She tried to close the door because she didn't want them there. They beat her to the point where her injuries needed surgery, and then they charged her with assaulting them. This is your American police force. This is your blue line culture. This is it right here, people. According to the lawsuit, Klein's charges were eventually dismissed. However, the alleged investigation conducted by police department into Klein's assault and mistreatment was little more than a cover-up for the brutal cops, according to the lawsuit. None of the officers were disciplined for attacking the tiny grandma, which, according to the lawsuit, highlights a failure of Allentown police supervisors to investigate misconduct by officers and punish those who break the law, because their supervisors did the same things and they got promoted for it. Hello? Fox guarding the hen house. Hello? One of the biggest problems facing America today that no one talks about, that police investigate themselves. That is so imbecilic and idiotic, it's retarded. Oh my God, he said the R word. The failure to do so results in police officers believing that their conduct will not be investigated and there will be no consequences for illegal conduct. Well, there isn't any. Rarely is there ever any consequences for the same crimes police commit. It took nearly 3 years for Klein to finally get justice. And as the Morning Call reports, after a 6-day trial and 4 hours of deliberations, jurors found Officer Stephen Madison used excessive force. Took 3 years to figure that out, people. In his arrest of Klein, what do you mean arrest? It was a false arrest. According to the blah, 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 jurors also found Madison and officers Christopher Hendricks, Michael Good, and Jacoby Glennie, conducted an illegal search of Klein's home and failed to intervene to prevent the illegal search and use of excessive force, and conspired to violate Klein's constitutional rights. No kidding. He also denied her medical care after kidnapping her. They found the police chief, Keith Morris, failed to supervise the officers. Police chiefs have any clue what the officers are actually doing. They run around the streets unsupervised, people. Hello. The city's policies exhibited deliberate indifference to residents' constitutional rights, and that the officers acted maliciously in violation of Klein's constitutional rights. The jury verdict was loud and clear. It is essential that the Allentown Police Department reform its ways, said Goldman. They scrutinized the ways of its officers and said they don't tolerate violations of citizens. Yeah, okay. That's all they do. That's their policy, is to violate citizens. While Klein's case is certainly a victory, it highlights a serious problem with policing the system, which seemingly designed to allow cops to escape accountability. We have a jury of her peers finding that multiple cops beat Klein up, kidnapped her, denied her medical care, and grossly violated her rights in the process. And not a single cop received so much as a slap on the wrist. Instead of the cops being held accountable, the taxpayers were, thus continuing to enable bad cops and the cycle of oppression without accountability. So basically, these cops who did all these crimes are still working as cops But the taxpayers of the city they work for now have to give this lady $270,000 while these guys get to keep their jobs and all that good stuff. I think that's the end. This is Matt Agrest. I love this guy. Dude, I'd love to speak to you, make a video interview, blah, blah, blah. And I'm John Filax. And that's Pichuka on my shoulder. And go to my Etsy store. I sell bacon jerky. I sell beef jerky too. And I have coin rings. That's a British half crown. That's a Ben Franklin $50. That's an American Silver Eagle. That is a coin I sold for a lot of money, and I cannot find another one. It's from 1866, and it's from Prussia. And that's the end of this video. So thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. Check out the Free Thought Project. Matt Agrest articles are great. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Also go to my Etsy store. That's it, man. Thanks for watching. Peace and tranquility. Bye.